And this set the stage for the next time Rothschilds changed the world by controlling how people think. The Rothschilds had amassed more money than they could spend in their lifetime, and the 5 sons taught their children the same lessons their father had taught them. Very soon, the next generation had the opportunity to put those lessons into practice. As the years went by and technology advanced, devices like the radio and television were invented. Information was no longer spread using horseback riders. All you had to do was switch on the radio or TV, and you could see and hear news from all over the world. This was a new era, and the Rothschilds saw it as a threat. They had lived their lives by the principle that money is power. But this new generation of Rothschilds realized that information is a new form of power.
Information is a new form of power. So they want to be what? In control of the information. Not only that, but how you receive the information. And for you to, even if you're looking at history and like, so you go to these particular schools or whatever the case is, what they call institutions of higher learning. So you go to these places and they'll have their theologians and they'll put up, their, what they would call prominent people, right? But they'll never really point out to show the true history and the narrative of those who were actually villains, what they would call, how would they call it? Like when children go to school and they'll learn about, what do they call that? It's right on the tip of my tongue. They learn about these different religions, right? It's a word for it though. It slips my mind right now. They're like these are myths. They'll learn about, you get like Greek society. They'll learn about the Roman society. They'll learn about the Egyptian society. But there's a word for it. But they'll learn all these things, but then they'll even talk about somewhat, a little bit of the Christians, what they say Christian. But when you look more into it, I submitted to us in Jude, in verses 20, it said to build up your most holy faith. So Abraham, the patriarch, in his descendants, the disciple, Yeshua's disciples, none of them were quote unquote Christians, right? None of them were what you would call in a religion called Islam or Christianity or Hinduism or Catholicism. They weren't in those things, but they were followers of Messiah, right? So they knew about this holy living.
If you can control the information people hear, you can control what they do.
So what do we see now? We've seen a campaign to control the information. It just so happens to be at this particular time, what they call the information age. And so people who identify with the actual scriptures and things that the holy prophets prophesied about, they're staking claim that we actually lived, we fit this identity right here. This is describing the woes or the tribulation of us as a people. This is everything that we've gone through, right? So then it also talks about, as far as the scripture, it talks about that the Most High has a judgment to those who do these particular things. So the ones who are controlling the information, how people receive the information, they're not going to state out to the public, well, wait a minute, that the creator of all creation, they'll have people believe in what? The Big Bang Theory.